driver will meet Josh. Maybe like some of you watching this video, he doesn't feel confident hitting his driver off the tee, so more often than not goes to 5-wood to prevent himself losing balls and just to try and hit more fairways. In today's video, I'm going to be working with Josh to encourage him to be hitting more drivers off the tee, trying to increase his confidence, therefore obviously hitting more fairways, but also creating more distance, hitting the ball further. I will be giving Josh 2 really important drills to work on to help him keep the driver in play and build his confidence. The first drill will be about setup and trying to make sure that he's stood in an athletic position. Everything is as square as it possibly can to perform a functional golf swing. The second will be a drill to help him improve his transition, but also understand a little bit more about weight transference throughout the golf swing. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so YouTube can tell you when I've released a new video. There's loads of content to go back and watch if you are new to the channel. And welcome Josh, the man who refuses to hit a driver off the tee. He hits 5-wood everywhere. His stats back that up. He goes, if I go on his shot scope data, he hits more fairways with 5-wood. And what we've also determined is that there's not a massive difference between the two as well.
Not at all.
So your driver goes about, on average, 10 to 15 yards further than the 5-wood. And we kind of surmise that it really should be going about 50. At least 50 yards further, okay? When we've done lessons in the past, we've used the GC3 data as well for his golf ball to find out launch angle, spin rate, distances, path, angle of attack, club head speed. So we know for an absolute fact that your spin rate with a 5-wood is actually sometimes lower than it is with the driver, which also should not happen. There's not much in terms of swing speed difference. 98 miles an hour with the 5-wood, 100 mile an hour with the driver. So he effectively swings this driver, and I was just saying to him, for a golfer that could potentially be a single figure handicapper. If you swing the club at 100 mile an hour, by a generic rule of thumb, you could hit the golf ball 250 yards. So you're hitting it 215. So that means you don't need more power, you don't need more speed, you need to maximize what you're already doing. You need to be more efficient with your swing. To get us started, Josh is going to hit a couple of shots with his driver. You're going to hit a couple of shots with the 5-wood, and we're going to be putting the data on the screen so you can follow and see the difference, or not the biggest difference in the world, between the two clubs. And we're going to look at those 2 drills today that I know are going to make him hit this much more frequently, lower the handicap, because he's hitting fairways and distance. Are you excited?
Very excited.
Good. Right, so from the data, 5-wood is going about 190 to 200 yards and the driver is going around about 210 to 215 yards, so there's not a big gap in there at all. Spin rates, anything from kind of 3.5 to 5,000 RPM with both clubs. Club head speed, a couple of miles an hour difference in between the two. His speed should hit the ball around 250. So I think today's goal is a realistic goal. Anything 235 and above should be making him put this back in play off every single tee. So we're going to look at 2 really important drills right now. Right, the first drill is all about setup. You've got to be in an athletic position. You've got to be in a position ready to move that golf swing with power, consistency, and most of all, repeatability. So what I want him to be able to do is make sure that he is in a neutral setup. So first of all, we're going to pop this alignment stick in the, whatever those are of your shorts or your trousers. What are they called?
Belt hoops.
Belt hoops, in your belt hoops. Okay, pop that into there. Right, and I'm going to give you the driver setup. What we noticed on his setup earlier on is that the left shoulder pulls back. So it basically means his left, just open your shoulders for me. It basically means his left shoulder is open to target, which if his swing path was 7 degrees out to in, kind of makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? If you can assume that he's pointing anything from 5 to 15 degrees left of target, his swing path's around about 7. So we need to get that level, we need to get these 2 alignment sticks as parallel as possible. So what he needs to be able to do is pull the right shoulder back, push the left shoulder forward. There we go. Straight away, just nestled into that right shoulder. Now, when he looks down at the golf ball, I often say to my students is you've got to be able to see that left shoulder in your peripheral vision. So if you're from your left eye, not blind the left eye, are you? Okay, so from your left eye, you should be able to see a little bit of that left shoulder. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so now we can safely assume that he is square. And he is square, so I've got a alignment stick there as well. Now the last thing as well, the next thing is spine angle. If I put this down, his spine angle, is he tilted away from the target or towards it? I would again go slightly towards without any full-on biomechanic feedback. He's definitely not tilted away. So what I want you to do, I want you to push your left hip into this alignment stick, and I want you to push your shoulders back to the right. Right, that's it. Okay? So it's a very, very small amount of tilt, as you can see there. So that's about straight. That's his tilt. One thing a lot of golfers get a little bit over the top with here is getting back here. Okay, we don't need that much tilt. Okay, and reset. So what I want you to try and feel is that you can either feel like you just kind of just sit in a little bit more into this right hip. As you've withdrawn this right shoulder, you just tilt that up to the sky. So the shoulder angle now is pointing up to the sky as well. According to the numbers anyway, he hit the ball on the up. He delivered the golf club from an upwards angle of attack, but he releases the golf club early, so the club gets down to the ground early, and as it comes through the golf ball, it's already starting to work up. So he created an upwards angle of attack into the golf ball, not in the way we want to, let's just say. Okay, so that's for another day, folks. So set up here, we've got to get him more neutral with the shoulders relative to hips, knees, and feet, and spine tilt literally a centimetre to the sky. A centimetre. Do not overdo this, because I see some pretty difficult positions to swing from. Okay, so we've got you in an athletic position to start with. That is tip number one. Setup is vital. Do not overlook setup, ever. If you can't set up properly, you probably can't deliver the golf club correctly. Right, we're going to move into drill 2 now, where we're going to be talking about just adjusting Josh's feet to encourage a little bit more depth into that backswing. So Josh, if you just take your setups that golf ball for me, what we're going to do in drill 2, we're going to pull this right foot back, so it's about halfway up your left, okay? Just a very small amount. Going to be encouraging though to basically make sure he's got more depth in his rotation, but also just weight shifting, so moving into this back of this right foot. A lot of golfers now in particular get really worried about lateral movement and actually forgetting that we still need to move, still need to create some weight shift, okay? So we have practiced this a little bit off camera as well. And the first thing that Josh said to me was, are you sure I'm not swaying? I'm like, I'm 100% sure you're not swaying. Right, so if you just take your backswing, move it up to the top of there we go. So straight away he's created more depth in his body, got a little bit of weight shift into this trail side. From here, I want him to basically feel like he's going from right heel to left toes in that transition. Head stays behind the golf ball and the club just works back down. So we're starting to deliver a slightly more neutral path. Now, he was 5 to 7 degrees out to in. If we can get that down to 2 to 3 degrees out to in, that would be great. If we get him down to neutral, that'd be amazing. If we get him down to 1 on the inside, I will tell myself I'm the best coach in the world. So, right, so swing it up to the top of the backswing again, create some depth for me. There you go. How's that feel?
Good.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you're really winding up. You're getting into that top of the backswing position to then attack it. It's not being defensive on the backswing and then deciding to attack the golf ball. Okay? Right, let's fire away. Let's hit a shot. Take your setup. I'm going to go with the drills to set up with. There we go. Lovely. Nice and smooth. You don't have to hit this full power, but just feel like you're getting that depth. Feel like you've got a bit of weight shift. I mean, not bad. Face was slightly open, so ball started ever so slightly right of target. But we've got a little bit more depth in the rotation. We actually managed to get it down to 3 degrees out to in, so we've halved it from the very start. Face was open, which you generally expect when you're making a couple of little adjustments. Right, what I want you to do now, we're going to have one more ball, and we're going to go back into a neutral setup and see how that feeling of depth and rotation, how much of a feeling that can have on the overall golf swing as a normal movement. So, give this a rip for me, Josh. 2 really important drills for Josh to be working on, practicing. Setup's got to be right, spine tilt away, get some depth, transfer into that right side, and go for it. Little bit pulley, probably with a little bit of shape in the air, just moving from left to right, but a better shot overall. 245 yards, spin rate down, swing with much more depth, better weight shift. That's what we do.
Winning.
Give those two drills a try, especially if you're struggling with driver. Don't go down to 5 wood ever again. Just fix the driver. Go and get some lessons. Find me on Skillist. Make sure you're searching the correct YouTube videos for your golf swing and get this thing in place. If you're a 20 handicapper, 18 handicapper, 16 handicapper, whatever, the chances are you're already swinging it fast enough and well enough to be low teens to even 10 to single figure handicap. We just need to optimize what we're doing. Josh, thanks for being a good sport, mate.
Thank you.
Let's go and get those shot scope stats up.